We're considered a small ticket independent finance company. And what that means is that our niche really is $1 million or less. And we can underwrite those transactions for businesses with very minimal information. We don't need a full financial package. We don't need bank statements. So the underwriting process is very quick. And that way a business can, kind of pivot on purchases that they want to make very quickly.
Welcome to Business Ninjas, brought to you by WriteForMe, where you'll hear from business leaders who are out there growing their business and slaying it every day. Learn from the masters. Let's get started.
Hey everybody, welcome back for another episode of Business Ninjas. I'm here today with Elise Lynn. She's the sales manager at Oakmont Capital Services. Elise, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, excited to have you. So Elise, why don't you start off and just tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, I'm the sales manager here at Oakmont Capital Services. I lead a team of 22 sales team members. I like to say that I lead them, but I kind of co-lead them with our senior VP of sales and marketing. And then we have some supervisors also that kind of lend a hand in that. So I currently bring 22 years of industry experience. And just to kind of give you an outline of my career, I started at a local bank here in central Minnesota, just doing some teller work. And I got to know some of the individuals that worked at this local bank. And I transitioned into our equipment finance division the day after I received my finance degree at St. Cloud State University. So have been doing it for a very long time. Then 5 years ago, I had an opportunity to join the Oakmont family. And yeah, so it's been a great ride and I enjoy it immensely, and I have a true passion for it. Also, I do want to mention too, it's kind of a highlight of my career. In 2019, I got my CLFP designation, so that's Certified Leasing and Finance Professional. So pretty proud about that. So
Yeah, absolutely. That's something very to be proud of. That's amazing.
thank you.
Yeah. So it sounds like you've had a really interesting journey kind of getting to Oakmont Capital Services. Talk to me a little bit more about, what you do or what Oakmont Capital Services.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically what we do is we finance equipment for small and medium businesses. And we have been doing that for 25 years. We're actually celebrating our 25th anniversary this year. So that's exciting. So we've financed equipment for tens and thousands of equipment or of tens and thousands of business customers.
Yeah.
We're considered a small ticket independent finance company. And what that means is that our niche really is $1 million or less. And we can underwrite those transactions for businesses with very minimal information. We don't need a full financial package. We don't need bank statements. So the underwriting process is very quick. And that way a business can, kind of pivot on purchases that they want to make very quickly. What we do is we leverage best in class technology. So we've got DocuSign documents, we've got remote online notary, but also we realize how important it is to have a true connection with our customers and our business partners. So we offer that best in class technology, but on a personal level. And we've got a sales team that works very hard to establish relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I should mention too, we don't just work with end user businesses. We partner up with manufacturers across the country to offer their low rate financing programs. And with that, we've got a huge dealer network that we work directly with as well. So very exciting stuff.
Yeah, wow. It sounds like, there's a bunch of kind of different arms of the business. But when you talk about equipment financing, what kind of equipment are we talking about?
So we do all types. And really our bread and butter are hard collateral assets. And when I say that, so if you think of the construction industry and what those construction companies, so whether it's, road building equipment, site prep, excavators, track loaders, that kind of thing. We'll do some underground equipment. We also, do landscaping equipment and hardscape equipment. We do a lot of tree care. So those tree care guys up in the backyard, buckets and the chippers and the chip trucks. We do a lot of that. We also have a FedEx portfolio. So like the home and ground FedEx delivery trucks. We've got a portfolio of that. We also do titled vehicles for, any business that's looking for a vehicle, whether it's a work truck or, something similar to that. And we also have a niche in the optical world. So if you think of going to the eye doctor and those, scanners that do retinal scans, or the lane, even like as far as like the examination chair and any of those small pieces of equipment that they've got in the exam room, we'll do that as well. So, I mean, it's a real wide variety of things. I should also mention too, we have a lot of pavement companies and sweeping contractors. So those street sweepers, sorry, that's kind of a tongue twister there, street sweepers and parking lot sweepers. So we do that too. So, I mean, really there isn't an asset that we won't consider, because there's also a ton of specialty equipment out there. And we don't want to limit ourselves, because it's always interesting. We might stumble upon a new industry that we're interested in, or a new relationship that, can lead to more businesses. So yes, we do a whole host of things.
Wow. And this question kind of just came to me while I'm thinking about all of the different options of equipment that you do. Why should people finance with Oakmont Capital Services rather than just kind of going through their bank? Like, what differentiates you?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to read this because we worked very hard as a team to come up with our mission, vision, and values. And I think that it really sums us up as a company. And I want to read it, verbatim. So
Yeah.
to provide a direct and exceptional commercial equipment finance experience with a focus on building relationships. So many small businesses are looking to expand their business or create efficiencies, or they're looking to replace maybe an old, set of equipment that, they just need to update. That can be really overwhelming, because if they think about the capital costs that it's going to be out of pocket, that expansion or those efficiencies may seem out of reach. And our team works really hard to put those goals within reach, get a customer and a payment that they're comfortable with, make it easy. So, once they are ready to pull the trigger on something that they've probably been thinking about for a long time, we're going to make that easy, and we're going to get them into something that they're comfortable with and something that they can afford. This new efficiency is going to save me X amount of time. I'll make up for this, easily over a month time. So we just put that in reach for customers.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And I'm glad you read that too, because your team obviously worked so hard to, really narrow that down, to talk about the personalization, being in business for as long, you said 25 years. That's amazing. So you obviously have, a reputation, tried and true, that works for you.
Absolutely. And we're proud of that. And also too, we have to differentiate ourselves, in this industry. There's so many players and there's so many people that do this. So our reputation is really what we thrive to be good at.
Yeah. No, that's really interesting. So, you've talked a little bit about how the brand stands out from the competition, kind of how the company got started. When someone is going online, kind of getting the process started, walk me through what that looks like. What information do they need? Kind of talk me through that.
Yeah. So really, it's very simple. Our application is available online, www.oakmontfinance.com. And there's a link, and really it's a business name. Typically, we just need the address, phone number, very basic information like that. But really kind of the ideal customer we like to see 2 years time in business is kind of our hard, fast rule. Now we do have and can make an exception for those businesses that are nearing that point. We like to see that they're, the the customer does have like-kind credit out there, though we look at the personal credit and we take that into consideration. We also look at the paynet report and business experience report to see commercial lending in the past. And if it's not there, we try to get creative by getting bank statements or what have you. Also too, we do require a personal guarantee 90% of the time. That just means the customer has to sign personally. Again, we don't report to their credit bureau at all. But we do like to check the credit. And, we do have ideal customers, but that doesn't mean that you have to fit in that box. Give us a call, inquire with us. We'll get one of our sales team members on the phone with you, or you can email back and forth, ask questions, or, go ahead and apply with us and we can help you through the process. So it's very simple. And once that application is submitted to us, then we go ahead and get a credit decision established. We go over the basics as far as quoting terms, getting payments set up, that type of thing. And then once we have that figured out, really, we send the DocuSign documents out, they get signed, and we send funding, and you can take equipment delivery, within a few hours. So it's a super fast process. That's for sure.
You talked a little bit about needing kind of a credit line. What would you say the biggest challenge for your customers before they start working with Oakmont Capital Services is? Is it just, access to funding? Like talk to me a little bit about that.
The biggest challenge that our customers face, one is, and I kind of talked about it already, is really the thought of making those capital purchases and how much that's going to be. How is, and not only that, the thought of, do I have to give all of this information, to a company that I'm not really familiar with, or my local bank doesn't understand what I'm purchasing. They don't understand how this is going to help my business, how I'm able to cash flow this. So it's just really having a company that understands what they're looking at, the equipment that they're purchasing, what it brings to them, and what it brings to the table for their business, and then make it feel like it's affordable, within reach, and make them really feel comfortable about the purchase that they're making.
Yeah. And I think that kind of ties into my next question about the biggest misconception is that, talking about having that local banks that they may not understand the purchase. Would you say that's kind of one of the biggest misconceptions of in the industry?
Maybe that we're not going to build personal or business credit for them. Maybe they think that we're only going to report to their personal credit, and how is this going to help my business? Well, we understand that the customer is looking to establish business credit, so their buying power, on the next purchase is even that much stronger. So I think a lot of people think, okay, they're just going to report to my personal credit and it's not going to do anything to me. And that is not the case at all. We report to the paynet report and the business experience, and, having that healthy payment history helps them immensely. Again, too, like you had mentioned with the local banks, a lot of people go to their local banks because it's comfortable. They may know somebody that works there, or they've got a banker that they can walk in the door and talk to. Well, they don't understand the depreciation of the equipment, the value of the equipment. Also, like I said, how it can help efficiency, or, why it's needed to bring your business to the next level. And that's really why we feel that the product that we offer can be very helpful, and it, we work a little bit more efficiently than those local banks.
I think those are two really great things that I didn't necessarily consider, kind of talking about both angles to that. I think, you raise really great points, So if people wanted to go to find more information, kind of take a deeper dive, learn more, maybe talk to one of your salesmen, where would they go to learn more information?
So again, www.oakmontfinance.com. That's got a general phone number on there. Also, you can find any member of our sales team as well as myself. There's direct phone numbers listed there. You can, we've got that little chat box that pops up where you can, ask questions and somebody will reach out to you right away. And actually, we're in the process of revamping our website, and that will be rolling out soon, and it'll be even more interactive and much, it'll be even more helpful than our website already is for our business customers.
That's fantastic. Well, Elise, as you and I start to kind of wrap up this conversation, is there anything that you want to leave our listeners with that we didn't hit on?
We really pride ourselves in having a 4.9 rating on Google reviews. And that's with 314 Google reviews.
Wow.
And, we work extremely hard to, for our customers, for our vendors, for our manufacturer partners. And once, we've proven to work hard and be a trusted advisor, we found that the people that have been telling other business owners or other dealers or manufacturers, like, hey, you should really check Oakmont out. We found that that's been just, kind of caught on like wildfire. Yes. So I want to just share a couple reviews, just because I think they're so cool. Yeah. So 5 months ago, we had a customer, by far the best experience with lenders I've ever had. Made the process simple and easy, provided documents that I provided all the documents they asked for. And before I knew it, I had my new skid steer for my company. Awesome. So That's cool. And also, thanks a million, he said. So that was cool. Yeah, I mean, it's just exciting when you hear these. Oakmont Capital has worked with us now on 3 major purchases. So we didn't talk about that a lot. We pride ourselves in having a huge amount of customers that come back to us time after time after time. So good point here. Yeah. So worked with us now on 3 major purchases, had been excellent to work with. They not only have been willing to handle the financing on some specialty equipment, which I talked about, that some others cannot handle. They've been willing to put up with my tight time frames, and have gone above and beyond to ensure that everything goes as it should. I cannot say anything but the best about the Oakmont team, and I highly recommend them. So, I mean, we really feel, that kind of that speaks for itself. But really, we've got a sales team that on average has 11 years of experience. So they're working with very knowledgeable professionals, and not everybody has that experience, but we take care of our own. And, we're trying to, mentor those with not as much as experience. So we work as a great team, that's for sure. And also too, I should mention our back end people, our operations team that makes us sales team look as good as we are. We've got so many, tenured employees that have a passion for what they do and for what we do and provide the service that we do. So it's an awesome team that we have here at Oakmont. And I'd really recommend anybody that's looking for equipment finance to definitely go on our website and give us a shout.
I think that's really great to leave our listeners with, kind of about the reviews, because we can talk about how great the company is, but really hearing it from people saying, a 4.9 on Google, that's amazing. Being in business for 25 years, that's not an easy thing to do, and people can, just, it's a fact that some people can have, poor experiences with lenders, with financing. So being able to say, hey, we've been around for 25 years, look at all of our reviews. It's a really amazing thing to, to be able to talk about. And I'm glad that, you've been able to highlight your team, the operations team. And I think just overall, I appreciate you breaking down everything that Oakmont Capital Services does, being able to talk about that, and, all the different equipments that you offer, and really just being on Business Ninjas today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And if anybody has questions, www.oakmontfinance.com.
Sounds great. All right, awesome. Thank you, Elise.
Yeah.